Hi guys, today we are going to see a South Korean horror movie which was released on 2018. It has a superb storyline and the movie editing gives a different look. The name of the movie is Gonjiam Haunted Asylum. It's based on a real life psychiatric hospital. We will see the whole story including the climax. I hope you're not watching these at night, so let's start. The movie starts with the two teenage boys recording their exploration of the abandoned Gonjiam hospital building, where rumor states that the director of the hospital killed all of the patients and went missing. The two boys head to room 402, the intensive care unit, which no one has opened before. They try to open the door but suddenly hear a ping pong ball. So they turned and boom, the broadcast ends with a creepy eye inside a door on their right side looking at them. After seeing the news of these teenagers' disappearance, Ha-jun, the hero of this story, who runs a YouTube channel named Horror Times, his aim is to earn money by broadcasting something live on YouTube, so he decides to explore the building. Ha-jun gets together a group of 6 people for the live broadcast of their exploration, 3 girls named Ha-yoon, Charlotte and Ji-hoon, and 3 boys Sung-hoon, Seung-wook and Ji-yoon. Yeah, and I pronounced it differently. Okay, let's ignore that. So they starts their journey to that place, and on the way they play a game on who is going to open that 402 door. So Ji Yoon wins it, and also they had fun on their journey on the beach side. So finally they reached that place, but the government has blocked the entry to that hospital. They entered from the backside through the jungle. They set up their equipment around the hospital. Ha Jun stays at the base camp to control the broadcast. The rest of the group walks towards the hospital, and they tie some underwear to a tree as a mark. Finally, they start their live broadcast with an intro before entering into that hospital. After entering, Charlotte pours holy water in a small petri dish to record its reaction and places a camera. As Seung-wook starts to speak, the door back to him closes by itself. It was a director room. They find a group photo with all the patients and staff inside the director's room. Charlotte and Ji-yoon goes to the first floor, and Charlotte marks her name in the wall above the Let's Leave name, which was already written. She says she leaves a signature on every place she visits, and also they finds a creepy doll in the lab. On the other side, Ji-yoon and Ha-yoon shoots in third floor and finds a ping pong table and a dead bird nearer to the table, and also visits the shower room where the ghost was seen many times and had a horrific shape of a person as a shadow in the wall. They see a hairy head inside the bathing tub, but it was just a wig. After that scene, everyone gathers at the corridor in second floor and they enter into the director room to perform a ritual to call out ghosts. They set up a ringing red balls at the top and lights up some candles and start their rituals. And as expected, in a few minutes the candles went off and the balls at the top shakes and start to make noises. The cameras in the wall as well turned to the other sides. They all began to run and stops at the place where they entered. Now Seung-wook tells to the live camera about the noises and candles went off and everyone got scared at the moment, so they didn't capture it properly. At the base camp, Ha-jun tells everyone to take a little rest and move on to the next spot. And he makes a call to Sung-hoon and Seung-wook and asks them did anyone noticed our fake setup from the team. They replied no and said Charlotte's reaction is killing. So all the incidents till now was fake. It's the plan of these three, Ha-jun, Sung-hoon and Seung-wook. They are capturing the real scared moments of their teammates as well. Before ending the call, Ha-jun tells to them to double check the settings in upstairs and capture the team's reaction as well. And tells them 100,000 people are watching and we need to make it a 1 million. And after that scene, everyone gathers again and moves to the lab, and now the doll which Charlotte and Ji-yoon saw has moved seemingly by its own. And they see that it is the same doll held by one of the patients in the group photo. It's also a setup, but the other teammates didn't know about it. Ji-yoon and Ha-yoon goes to the 4th floor to install the infrared flashes and try to open the door to 402. While other 4 teammates explore the group treatment room, in there they see many strange coffins. When Ji-yoon puts her hand in the hole in the coffin, her hand is pulled and wounded with scratches. It was not in the plan of the 3, so Sung-hoon, Seung-wook and others got frightened and Charlotte's scarf was in air. Ji-yoon and Charlotte run from there and came to the first floor where Charlotte marked her name with Let's Live, but this time they saw that it is not Let's Live, it was written as Let's Die. They were so disturbed, so Ji-yoon and Charlotte decided to leave. The boys called Ha-jun and asked him what's happening, it wasn't in the plan, answer us. But he said Charlotte is lying and controlled the situation and told them not to fear and finish the work completely. Then Ha-jun reviews footage of all the 6 participants standing together after the rituals. But he's shocked to see all the 6 were standing together in a scene. But how's that possible? Who the hell filmed it if all the 6 were in the shot? Charlotte and Ji-yoon walks back to the basement camp but get caught in an illusion as they encounter the underwear marker more than once. Ji-yoon goes into a trance and her eyes open with a full black color like a ghost. I myself got scared by looking that face, so I decided not to show it. Frightened, Charlotte runs and finds herself back at the asylum inside the room 402. Ji-yoon is in the corner with the doll, a naked man appears and Charlotte is attacked and pulled into the darkness. On the other side, Seung-wook and Sung-hoon see a wheelchair moving by itself in the basement. They looked at each other and said, "This is not our setup." Then everything in the room begins to float and both boys are knocked out by flying objects. Regaining consciousness, Sung-hoon runs to the two Ji-yoon and Ah-yoon who are still trying to open the door to 402. Suddenly, a ping pong ball bounces towards them and Charlotte's screaming is heard from inside the 402 room. The infrared cameras start to flash, detecting a presence of something, and then the 402 doors open and the screen goes dark. And then the three find themselves trapped in a dark room with no exit, standing in a knee-deep water. Numerous ghosts appears to them. The three panic until they possessed one after the other and swallowed by the darkness. From the base camp, Ha-jun goes to investigate what the hell is happening out there but gets strangled to death. Regaining consciousness, Seung-wook, the last of them, finds himself strapped to a wheelchair and is pulled into the room 402. The dish of the holy water starts to boil and the final scene shows that the broadcast failed after the team had set it up. The comments mention as whether the team knows if the feed isn't live, and thus the movie ends.